Hi all, in this video I'm going to talk about Frederick Herzberg's motivator hygiene theory. Frederick Herzberg was an American psychologist who became one of the most influential names in business management, and he is famous for introducing the motivator hygiene theory. Herzberg proposed the motivator hygiene theory, which is also called as the two-factor theory of job satisfaction. And according to this theory, people are influenced by two set of factors. The two set of factors identified by Herzberg as hygiene factors and motivational factors. Ago- Motivational factors, according to Herzberg, yield positive satisfaction, and these factors are inherent to work. So basically, these factors motivate the employees for superior performance, and therefore, these factors are also called as satisfiers. On the other hand, hygiene factors as identified by Herzberg are those job factors which are essential for existence of motivation at workplace. These factors do not lead to positive satisfaction for a long time, but if these factors are absent, then or they're non-existent at workplace, then they may lead to dissatisfaction. So now let's look into the detail of these two factors. So basically, motivating factors are those factors which lead to positive motivation among the employees in a company, and hygiene factors are those factors which are essential for an employee to basically do their job. And the presence of hygiene factors does not lead to motivating the employee to do exemplary performance or higher performance, but it is essential for the employees to basically do their job. The first motivating factors is achievement. The employees must have a sense of achievement, and this depends on the job. There must be some sort of a challenging job which must be given to the employees so that they feel the sense of achievement. Next, recognition. Employees need to be recognized and praised for their efforts in the organization, otherwise it will again lead to demotivating the employees. Next, the work itself. The work itself here refers to the meaningfulness of the work. The work given to the employee must be meaningful, interesting, and at the same time, it must also be challenging for the employees to perform and to get motivated. Next, we have is responsibility. The employees must hold themselves responsible for the work. So, managers should also give a certain portion of responsibility to the employees so that and minimize the control over the work which is done by the employees. Next, opportunities for growth and advancement should also be given to the employees. Only when the opportunities for growth and advancement are given not only within the organization but also personally for the employees, they must be given a chance for self development. Only then the employees will be motivated to perform better. So, these are some of the motivating factors. Next, we have is hygiene factors. So, some of the hygiene factors are the pay or the salary structure should be appropriate and reasonable. It must at the same time it must also be competitive, similar to what the competitors are paying for the similar kind of work. Then next, company policies and administrative policies which are followed in the company should not be too rigid. They must be fair and they must be free from ambiguity. Ambiguity means any doubt. The policies must be clear for all the employees, and some of the policies which could be incorporated could be like flexible working hours and breaks, vacations should also be incorporated in the company policies. Supervision must be maintained over the activities of the employees, but at the same time, the employees must also be given the liberty to do the work, their work which is assigned to them in an appropriate manner. Next, interpersonal relations. Interpersonal relations refers to the relationships of the employee with the peers, superiors, and subordinates, and the relationship between all these parties must be appropriate and acceptable. There should not be any conflict among these parties. Next, work conditions here refers to the physical working conditions. The working environment which is provided to the employees must be congenial. It must be well ventilated, well lighted. There must be physical comfort for the employee when they're doing their work. Next, status. There must not be any conflicts of status or authority among the with the employee and the other employees. The status must be made very clear and it must be familiar to the employees. Next, last least but the most important factor is job security. The organization must provide the employees with the necessary job security, because when the job security is absent, the employees will never be focused to give their 100% towards the organization. So basically, when we go through Herzberg's two-factor theory, we try to, this theory basically brings out the different motivating factors and hygiene factors for the employees when they're working in organizations. So this theory was generally proposed by Herzberg to help the managers in understanding the needs of their employees and also to motivate them in the right manner so that they can achieve the goals of the organization. Now let's look into some of the positive and negative evaluations of this theory. This theory was the first theory which helped the managers to understand the motivating factors for employees who are working in organizations. Further, this theory was also gave importance to the important concept of job enrichment and how it helps in improving employees' performance. Job enrichment basically means enriching a team member's job by giving them more challenging and more complex tasks to perform, and these more complex tasks should make the job more interesting. So basically, Frederick Herzberg advocated the use of job enrichment technique in order to motivate the employees. Now let's look into some of the negative evaluations of this theory. Some of the criticisms, which has been leveled against Herzberg's theory is this theory is not conclusive. The critics say that this theory is not conclusive because the professionals or the white collar workers who had been generally like responsibility and challenging jobs, but the general workers are not motivated only by pay and other benefits. So the effect of hygiene and motivational factors may totally be reversed on some categories of people. Next, the methodology which has been used in this to propose this theory by Frederick Herzberg has also been criticized. To propose this theory, Frederick Herzberg and his associates had conducted a research based on an interview of 200 engineers and accountants who looked for different for 11 different firms in USA, who were working for 11 different firms for USA. During the research which was conducted for this theory, the interviewers were asked to report either exceptionally good or exceptionally bad job experiences, and this methodology is defective because such information will always be subjective. Further, this theory gave much importance to the concept of job enrichment, but did not pay much importance to pay, status, or interpersonal relationships, which are generally held as great motivators. Keeping in view all these points, it had been concluded that Herzberg's theory has been widely read and criticized, but still, the theory provides valuable guidelines to managers for structuring their jobs in order to include such factors in the jobs which will bring satisfaction and also will motivate the employees.